stuff fall into the game. So we'll have Authorization or Continental report that, any
Hello.
Mission, and we've incorporated it also as our Sister Cities event. And the City of Mission has 30 sister cities throughout Mexico and a couple others in other areas as well. And so we welcome these individuals here. The first event begins on Friday, January the 28th. It's a welcome reception. The location is yet to be determined, but we are expecting an attendance of about 200 individuals. Saturday, January 29th is the Mayor's International Brunch. That is being hosted at the Mission Event Center with an expected attendance of about 500 individuals. And Sunday, January 30th is the Sister City Farewell Breakfast with an expected attendance of about 150 individuals. So I bring this before you, Council, because we know of the rising numbers in COVID. The community seems to be alarmed with everything that's going on. And I present it here today so that we can give you just let you know what's happening, and then we are at the wishes of the council should we need to proceed or downsize or reschedule, or I'm here to follow your direction.
Well, from my standpoint, I think that what I've asked for in each event is a COVID-19 safety plan. So that needs to, and I've already talked to the president and the executive secretary both. So that's already, other than that, I have no reservations on canceling anything. But I am going to give the podium to the president to see what him and his board have an opinion before I ask the council for reaction, so they can hear the president's and make a better judgment. But that's my take. Mr. Martinez, you want to approach the podium, please, and tell us what you all's plans and discussions as board has.
Sure.
Share with
Mayor and City Council, thank you all for allowing me to be here. And I'll just recap a little bit. I think it was about this time last year when we all sat down, and when I say we, it was the city council, you, as well as the Texas Citrus Fiesta board, and we talked about how we can incorporate Citrus Fiesta a little bit more with the city, because we wanted to really be a team together. And we started talking about certain things, and I think we're seeing now everything coming in reality. The first one that we did again was this past Saturday, our costume show. It was a great little, it was a good little production. It was about 14 people that participated, but about 60 people. I know Mr. Randy was there. I don't know if I missed out anybody else from the council, I apologize, but it was a great turnout. The second one that's coming up, as Ms. Ida has already told you guys, is the 22nd, which is a gala. Now, I did have a couple of my board members talk to me a little bit about that, but I think it's in discussion, because last year, that was one of the discussions that we used to do that gala at Mr. Bailly's Terrace, because it allowed the young ladies to, again, be represented in their big old dresses, and then have a father-daughter dance, and then at the end, we open it up for dancing. The talk was, let's move it to the Mission Event Center. We had discussion because of the dance floor that was not big enough, that we knew it wasn't. But I know there was a couple, I think Mr. Plat was a green agreement, and some others saying, well, let's do what we can to make sure we can host this next year. We're right around the corner, as Ms. Ida talked about, that is the 22nd. There's still a little bit of concern, but I think we're working on it from what I'm understanding on the dance floor, because that is very, very important to make sure they have it.
I think the dance floor is going to be taken care of.
Good, no problem. That's the only thing that my board wanted to know. I thought they said they were gonna, but I know, I said, I'm sure they will. We just need to make sure we bring it up. So, I mean, that's one of the things. It's gonna be a great event. Hopefully we can see each and every one of you guys there. Ms. Ida also talked about the following week, which this is the last week of the month, which is when we start the actual practice. I think it's the 25th and 26th. Is the actual practice out there. This Saturday, I know I did a quick walkthrough with Randy on the lights that we have been talking about for a year. They look very nice. Didn't see them in action, but I'm sure they're going to be great. So the 27th, as Ida has mentioned, is the royal coronation. And then on the 28th and 29th, and again, I want to say thank you to all of y'all, and thank you to all the supervisors that the city, that Ida, Chief Dominguez, we have met several times at that Carnival site, and everybody has done a great job meeting, talking to the respective whoever they send their orders to. It's been a great last couple of weeks. A lot of work to be done there, but I think it's all going to come into play here in the next couple of weeks. So I know, as Ida said, also Mr. Billy Dillard should be setting up the 13th, 14th of this coming week, and he'll be there through the 30th, 31st.
How long is the carnival staying?
He had said between 2 to 3 weeks, but I think it's Ms. Ida, did Lisa tell you it was exactly 2 weeks?
2 weeks. They start on the 13th and they end on the Sunday, the 30th. 30th.
So it's usually a 2 week that they set up for, and that we get the insurances and so on and so forth. So again, the 28th, this is the first time, and I think this is a great thing for the 90th anniversary. This is the first time we're going to have music. We're going to have Los Hometown Boys on Friday, and on Saturday we have Elida Avante and Marcos Orozco. So this is something brand new that we're going to do, and for the first time with the Citrus Fiesta in conjunction with the city and everything you do to help us out. So we're looking for a great turnout. Obviously, we've talked about what can happen between now and 2 weeks from now with this COVID. We don't know, but I also talked to Mr. Richard Cortez, and he says right now everything's open. Just, practice your CDC guidelines and so on and so forth, which is what Lisa will be turning in for each one of these events to you and the city council as well. So like I said, the 29th will be the last day of the music out there, which I said is Elida and Marcos Orozco. We have a total of 10 different artists, but the 3 headliners will be the Hometown Boys on Friday, Elida and Marcos on Saturday, and everybody else in between, a total of 10. So that is about it, unless anybody has any questions.
Mr. Martinez, before I ask the council, any of the other board members, I see Carlos Garcia over there, and anybody on Zoom would like to add anything, so.
Carlos, would you like to say anything?
You don't know.
Sure, the only thing is I appreciate, what the council did in conjunction, we have tried to, where we're being united, and now that seeing how everything is coming together, the city, Citrus, and this is something that whether we're here in Mission or anywhere else, we're representing the city of Mission. Everybody knows us as the city of Griffin, so thank you very much for your support.
Thank you, Carlos.
I don't know, do we have anybody on?
I have Dr. Zamora's on. I don't know all your,
Well, we have Dr. Robert Zamora. I don't know if anybody, Ms. Joanne or.
Dr. Zamora, you want to say anything on Zoom? Go ahead, you have the floor, sir.
I'm okay at this time. I just wanted to issue a correction on that statement. Elida and Avante are not on the list. It's Marcos Orozco, Hometown Boys, and Sereno.
Okay, that's what, my bad. Yeah, we were looking at too many. Okay.
Just to make
You
sure
wanna
like we're
correct
all on the same page. Thank you.
Okay, you want to, so Friday will be, yeah, we've been looking at so many artists and we've been kind of but okay, do y'all need clarification on that or you're fine?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm fine. I don't know
That's
about
fine. Okay.
If you don't have any other board members, I'll let the council ask any questions or
You
bring
have
up
D?
any ideas.
Is Dia?
D's on.
Ms. D. Rendon, she's also a board member. She was very active in helping us with the music and getting people. D, do you have anything to say?
No, just I would just like to thank the city for all of the assistance that they're giving us to prepare that location for this event. We're really excited to be bringing the live music for the first time, to the fun fair, and we'd like to invite everybody to come out. Like Oscar said, we do have 10 acts that are coming in. We do have the Hometown Boys scheduled for Friday night as a headliner, and as Dr. Zamora mentioned, Sereno and Marcos Orozco for Saturday.
Okay.
And just thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. It takes a village to get this production together, and we couldn't do it without you all. So thank you very much.
Okay. Any other one?
Nope, I think that should be it.
I don't know. who
Yeah,
else.
Is there a Joanne by any chance? Joanne had
No.
texted me at one time that she couldn't.
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say,
Hi.
Ms. Joanne?
Yes, I wanted to say thank you very much for letting us have the product costume. It was a great success. We did all the guidelines and everything that you asked, and we're very proud and very happy that this happened, that you let us go through and have it. It was a success. Thank you.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, Ms. Joanne is our chairperson for the product costume, so she puts a lot of work into that, and she's done a great job. So I guess that should be it.
Council, anybody has any comments or anything that they want to add or delete?
I just have a question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
The concerts are, I guess they're going to be on site?
Yes, ma'am.
Where the fun
For
fair?
the
is gonna
carnival,
be?
yeah.
You're going to build a stage and that kind of thing?
We'll have a stage and, lighting set up, a system, so on. I think Billy's allowing us to use his stage, and yeah, everything's gonna be there. The carnival, the fun fair, and then we're gonna rope off because there will be an admission to go in. I think it's like $10 to go into the music, site. So, but everything will, and again, the city has already told us what they're gonna be doing. Randy, Aida, like I said, Chief has been out there, where they're gonna block off, what they're gonna be doing. So, I mean, they've done a tremendous job. Yes, ma'am. But
So-
everything will be at that corner.
So the whole site is not going to be fenced, just the concert area? Is that?
I can
Yes.
talk about
Sure.
that. I've spent multiple hours working on logistics for this site. And so along with fire and police and our city engineer, because we want to ensure that safety is the number one concern. So we're going to use the temporary orange fencing all along the expressway. So the entire expressway area of Los Ebanos, where the carnival, where this property is located, will be fenced off. So the general public will not have that opportunity to just jump on the curb. Parents won't be able to just stop at the curb and try to pick up their kids, because they don't want to go into the traffic. So we've worked, multiple sites. Multiple days working on the actual map, working to make sure we've got enough entrance areas and exit areas and emergency vehicle areas. So we feel pretty confident that this is going to work out.
Thank you.
Hey,
And as far as the safety,
safety plan?
yeah.
Yes, that's required for every event, and so far they've been compliant.
Okay, and that's been reviewed by,
It's reviewed by Randy, myself, and the emergency operation coordinator.
okay.
And have they
And
turned one
anybody
in?
else that they need resources for.
Have they turned it in?
Yes,
We already have it.
turning in the, as they go, the first event, we didn't have their safety plan. And so Lisa's also submitting the next safety plan.
Okay, thank you.
They have not submitted every single plan for every single event, but the requirement is, as they do it, they have to have one reviewed before opening the doors. Before opening the doors.
And the reason we're looking at the changing of the time for the parades from 2 to 4 instead of 3 to 5, it's just so we could try to get out a little bit early with the parade, and hopefully people can then head out there to the music. The music will start by 6 p.m. So that's kind of why we're just adjusted 1 hour to allow the parade to try to finish up, and then of course all the city people get through all the stuff they do, and then allow people to head that way.
Okay.
I think that's a good move.
And do we have a Plan B being worked on just in case?
I'm sorry, what month?
Plan B?
If Plan B is in it not working at all, or?
Well, just, is someone working on a Plan B? I guess that's my question.
Not that,
I think we only thought two options, is have it as they plan it,
right.
or at the end, if we have enough information from the county, or our data says that we're gonna shut it down.
There's no in
I-
between.
Unless, I don't know how to handle
Yeah,
a Plan B, if the only
Yeah.
reason we're gonna shut it down is because of the numbers keep on spiking and fatalities still happening and because of COVID-19. That's the only reason why the other one that they have to handle, they have the security, they have their site pretty well
Yeah.
taken care of, the supervision, everything is pretty and has been introduced to us in a well planned.
Yeah.
Well,
Last week,
planned.
last week our board met and said, okay, we need to decide, do we move on or not? And right now, again, in talking to Mr. Randy, Dr. Ocaña, Mr. Cortez, everything's still open. We don't know what's gonna happen 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks, but for now, it's open as long as you follow CDC guidelines and have your protocol that you're gonna follow. So the whole board says, well, let's go. And there's nothing we can do. So in 2 weeks, if everything gets shut down, we get shut down. The good thing is Ms. D, as I was saying, was a good contact. She's the one that organized the music. She contacted all those bands and they said, you know what, if that happens and we shut down, we'll still honor it on another day or whatever. You all might want to redo something else again.
Okay.
But if we have to shut down 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks from now, it is what it is. Our board knows that.
What was the safety plan that they used for the custom show? I mean, what is it that they did?
Well, the CDC, we've obviously, the first thing is we follow CDC guidelines. You know, your mask, there was a whole bunch of the sanitizers. People are being monitored as they walk in, make sure they're not coughing. Again, safe distance. You just follow that as much as you can, Mr. Plata. And of course, anything else that y'all would want us to do, just please let us know. But obviously, CDC guidelines is the number one thing. We follow those things.
Thank you.
Any other? I will entertain a motion to accept the recommendations as presented here.
I move to accept the recommendations.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and item 38 passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to call for the public hearings on the planning and zoning recommendations, and I'm going to ask Ms. De Luna, you have the floor, ma'am, for item number 6.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Item number 6 is a rezoning for a 1.13 acre out of lot 16-1 West Addition to Sherryland. This is from PUD Agricultural Open Interim to PUD R1 Single Family Residential. The applicant is Cape Construction LLC. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 300 feet south of Mile 1 South Road and Scenic Way along the east side of Scenic Way. Surrounding zones include single-family residential in all directions. The future land use map shows this area as planned unit development. The proposed zone does comply with the city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time. I'm going to ask for Mr. Longoria, if you could let me know if anybody's on Zoom for the item. In this, I will close the public hearing for item number 6, and I will ask the guidance from our council.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and it is an open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5123 for the record is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 7. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 7 is a rezoning for a 1.65 acres out of lot 28-2 West Addition to Sherryland. This is from agricultural to R1 single family residential. The applicant is Earthwork Development, Inc. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 450 feet south of West Mile 2 Road along the west side of Los Ebanos Road. The surrounding zones include agricultural to the northeast and west and residential to the south. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. The proposed zone does comply with the city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronics to see if anybody's on electronic. We have nobody on electronic, so I'm going to close the public hearing for item number 7 and ask for the guidance from the council.
Move to
Council,
approve.
we have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second?
We have a second, and this is open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5124 for the record is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 8. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 8 is a rezoning for a .50 of an acre of land out of lot 29-4 West Addition to Sherryland. This is from agricultural to R1 Single Family Residential. The applicant is Jessica Cerda. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 173 feet west of North Prosper Road along the north side of West Mile 2. Surrounding zones include residential to the north and east and agricultural to the west and south. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. The proposed zone does comply with the city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're at in the audience right now, you please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronics to see if any electronics has any. We have nobody from electronics, so I'm going to close this public hearing for item number 8 and ask for guidance from the council.
I
Move
move
to-
for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second to approve item number 8. And this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance number 5125 for the record, and it's approved 5-0. And Ms. De Luna, I'm calling for item number 9. You have the floor.
Item number 9 is a rezoning of Lot 3, Block 35, original town site of Mission. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to C3 General Business. The applicant is Julio Cesar Wilson. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 150 feet north of East First Street along the east side of North Conway. Surrounding zones include general business to the northwest and south, and single-family residential to the east. The future land use map shows this area as general commercial. The proposed zone does comply with city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time from the audience, so I'm going to ask for electronics. We have nobody on electronics, so I'm going to close this public hearing on item number 9 and ask for guidance from the council.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9, ordinance 5126 for the record is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 10. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 10 is a rezoning for Lot 12, Block 81, Mission Original Town Site. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Duplex Fourplex. The applicant is Juan Manuel Cuellar. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located at the southwest corner of East Fifth Street and Francisco. The surrounding zones include single-family residential to all directions. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. This is an area where we have a mixture of land uses. There's a church, apartment complex, vacant lots, single-family residential homes, and all within the 300-foot radius. In 2006, the city council and planning and zoning did a mass rezoning, and all of these properties that were zoned duplex, fourplex were changed to residential, therefore giving that direction that they don't want to see any more apartments. So P&Z and staff recommended denial. We did have one person that called this morning in opposition to the request. Their concerns was that they don't want any more apartments, and it would increase more traffic. If the council is inclined to approve this item, a four-fifth vote would need to be considered. There's a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time from the audience, so I'm going to call for electronics. Nobody from electronics. I'm going to close the public hearing and open it for guidance from the city council.
Mayor, I move to deny as recommended by P&Z and staff.
Okay, we have a motion to deny as
Second.
recommended by planning and zoning and staff.
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. I have a few discussions.
Mayor, if I
Go
want to
ahead.
comment too.
Yeah.
I just think around this area, we've already had a lot of people try to apply to make apartments. And I think we've already said it a handful of times that there's enough apartments in that area. And so because of the historic and just different concerns and complaints from the surrounding neighborhoods, I think that we need to, and I know you do a good job, Susie, with letting them know. It more than likely won't, and they still have to pay to come to us. But just sending that message out. Thank you.
Thank you. My deal is that the lot is big enough for only one house because it's on R1 right now, right?
Yes,
It's good for one house only.
one
One
house.
house, one family. Yeah.
That is correct.
And this I open it for, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 I stand corrected. I'm going to call for a hand vote because it's one of those items that can be reversed. So please raise your right hand if you're in favor of the denial as recommended by planning and zoning. Now, for the denial?
Yeah.
Okay. So the vote is 5-0, and we will honor the planning and zoning and staff recommendation of denial for item number 10. So there's no city ordinance number for that, and I'm calling for item number 11.
Item number 11 is a rezoning for Lot 2 and Lot 4 of Toner Subdivision. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to R1T Townhouse. The applicant is Felipe Rodriguez Villalon and Diana Rodriguez. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 495 feet north of East 4th Street and San Antonio Avenue along the east side of San Antonio. Surrounding zones include multifamily residential to the north and east and single-family residential to the west and south. The future land use map shows this area's moderate density residential. The proposed zone does comply with the city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended approval. There was one person in opposition to the request, and they didn't want any more apartments in the area. The concerns were the number of apartments and flooding. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time. In electronics, we have no. I'm closing the public hearing for item number 11, and I'm going to ask for the guidance from the council.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and this will open it for discussion.
Mayor, I just want to make a clarification.
Go ahead, ma'am.
This is an R1T, so it's only going to be one unit per lot, right?
It's a townhouse. It's a townhouse.
It's a townhouse, but it's still one unit per lot, one townhouse per lot,
Yes.
right? Yes, okay, so it's not an apartment.
Complex.
Complex,
No.
okay.
Any other question by the council? Calling for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 11 is approved 5-0. And for the record, ordinance number is 5127. I want to double check with Ms. Carrillo. Am I
That is correct.
correct? Thank you. Calling for item number 12, Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 12 is a rezoning for a 22.04 acre tract of land out of Lot 28-5 West Addition to Sherryland. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to R1T Townhouse. The applicant is Robert Calvillo. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located at the southeast corner of Holland and West Mile 2 Road along the south side of Mile 2. Surrounding zones include agricultural and office building to the north, agricultural to the east, agriculture and residential to the west, and single-family residential to the south. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. The proposal does not comply with city's future land use map nor surrounding land uses. Based on that, staff is recommending denial. However, P&Z recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. Is there anybody in electronics? We have nobody in electronics. I'm going to close this public hearing and ask guidance from the council.
Mayor, I move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. I'll open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All same sign. Motion carries. Item number 12 for the record is ordinance 5128, and it's approved 5-0 as recommended by the planning and zoning.
Bless
And
you.
calling for item number 13, the rezoning.
Item number 13 is a rezoning for a tract of land being the north 15 gross acres of land more or less out of lot 27-1 West Addition to Sherryland. This is from agricultural to R3 multifamily. The applicant is Glenda Gaona. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located a quarter mile south of West Mile 2 Road and North Inspiration along the east side of Inspiration. Surrounding zones include single-family residential and agricultural to the north, residential to the east and west, and mobile and modular homes to the south. The future land use map shows this area as moderate density residential. The proposed zone does not comply with city's future land use map or surrounding land uses. P&Z and staff recommended denial. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody from the audience approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronic. Do we have anybody?
Yes, Mayor, we do.
Sir or ma'am, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good afternoon, City Council. This is Ever Garza with Ever Engineering for the record. I'm here on behalf of the owner to answer any questions and give you a little bit of feedback on the property. Although the staff is not recommending approval because it doesn't comply with the master zoning plan, I do see that the intent of the development here is to subdivide the property into lots that will that eventually we will put fourplex, and this is not a an apartment style development. So I'm here to answer any of your questions and give you any feedback if you need so for this project.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Electronics? I'm going to close this public hearing for item number 13 and open it for the guidance of the council. Council?
I would like to approve that we approve the rezoning from agricultural open land to multifamily residential.
For the record and clarification, you want to reverse the planning and zoning and staff recommendation of denial, am I correct?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. I'm going to call for a vote, and I'm going to need a hand vote because it's one of those, one of those items that requires a hand vote for the record. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think 1, 2, 3. You're. All those opposed, same sign. The motion does not pass because we needed 4/5 majority, 4 or 5. So So the motion does not pass. So item number 13 is denied. And calling for item number 14.
Item number 14 is a conditional use permit to place Hibachi Fire Express mobile food truck at 704 East Griffin Parkway, being a 1.25 acre auto lot 24-8 West Addition to Sherryland. The property is currently zoned general business and the applicant is Hibachi Fire Express in care of Stephen Alanis. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 400 feet west of the intersection of East Griffin Parkway and Mayberry Road along the south side of East Griffin Parkway. The applicant would like to keep an 18-by-8 mobile food truck on the northeast side of the property for the sale of chicken, steak, and shrimp bowls. The applicant has an established business at this location, which is Brickfire Pizza, and now wants to offer his customers other food options. Access to the site is from an existing driveway along the west side of the property and exiting along the east side of the property. The hours of operation are Monday to Sunday from 11 to 2 and 5 to 10. He's proposing to have 3 employees as a staff. Parking, there are currently 68 parking spaces that are held in common. In order for this unit to be there, staff and city and PNC recommended approval as long as he gets permission from the adjoining neighbors to use 4 parking spaces for just this unit. Subject to also restriping the parking lot, and one is the written permission from the neighbor to be able to utilize those 4 parking spaces. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? If you're in the audience, if you want to approach the podium, please approach it at this time, in favor or against. I don't see anybody from the audience approaching the podium at this time, and I'm going to ask for electronics. We have nobody. I'm going to close the public hearing for item number 14, and that's guidance from the council.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 14 is approved 5-0. For the record, it's ordinance 5129. 5129, and I'm calling for item number 15.
Item number 15 is a discussion and possible action to designate an honorary street name. On December 15, 2021, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider the action to designate honorary street name. Staff did receive a written request from Ruben Rodriguez family to name Conway to Mayberry and on East First Street as Mr. Rodriguez, Ruben Rodriguez. He was born on July 22, 1957 in McAllen to Leonel and Isabel Rodriguez. He migrated to different cities in Texas, Oklahoma, and California with his 9 brothers and sisters. Mr. Rodriguez was a retired contractor who never retired from his love for work. He was known for making handheld crosses and giving them away to people in need of prayer. He was a selfless man of God who lived to serve a life of service spread through God's merciful love for us through the word and action. Mr. Rodriguez was a board member for the City of Mission Parks and Recreation, band booster member, and president for many years. He was also recognized in 2014 by the Progress Times as Mr. Mission for his contributions to the community, as well as by the state of Texas in a House resolution. P&Z and staff recommended approval. There will be no street name, addresses changed for this street name. This is a public hearing. This item is not before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against discussion and possible action to designate honorary street name? In this, if you're from the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronics. We have nobody in electronics, so I'm going to close the public hearing for item number 15 and ask for the guidance of the council.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 15 is approved 5-0, and there is no ordinance or resolution designation. Am I correct?
That is
That's
correct.
correct.
Rios and Mr. Martinez?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for, now I'll move over to consent agenda items. All consent agenda items are considered routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests an item to be removed and considered separately. The city council may take various actions, including but not limited to rescheduling an item in its entirety for a future date or time. The city council may elect to go into executive session on any item, whether or not such item is posted as an executive session item at any time during the meeting when authorized by the provision of the Open Meetings Act. Consent agenda item 16, consent agenda item 17, consent agenda item 18 with resolution number 1754, consent agenda item 19 with resolution numbers 1755, and consent agenda item number 20 with resolution number 1756, consent agenda item 21, consent agenda item 22, and consent agenda item 23. Looking for direction from the city, from the council
I move to approve the consent agenda.
in its entirety.
Yes, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any last chance for any of the council members to pull any other consent agenda items? Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consent agenda item 16, 17, 18 with resolution 1754. Item 19 with resolution 1755. Item 20 with resolution number 1756. Item number 21, 22, and 23 are approved 5-0. And I'm calling for approval and authorization. I'm calling for item number 24. And Ms. Luna, you have the floor.
Mayor and council, item number 24 is a homestead exemption variance for a .50 of an acre of land out of lot 29-4 West Addition to Sherryland. It's currently zoned single-family residential. The applicant is Jessica Cerda. The property is located 173 feet west of North Trosper Road along the north side of West Mile 2. The applicant desires to construct her single-family residence. On November 10, 2014, the City Council passed a homestead exemption variance, which allows for homesteads to be granted various waivers to the city subdivision requirements if and only if the lot is being proposed for the applicant's personal single-family residential. However, this process must be completed within 1 year. She is complying with the utilities, city utilities, P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to compliance with all homestead exemption variance requirements. This item is now before you.
Any guidance from the council?
Mayor, I move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this, I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 24 is approved 4-0. And calling for item number 25, Ms. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 25 is a preliminary plat approval for Malou subdivision. This is all of lot 33 and 34, block 14, Texan Garden subdivision. This is in a suburban ETJ. The developer is Julio Cerda Development, and the engineer is South Texas Infrastructure Group LLC. This property is located on the northwest corner of West Mile 6 and Texan Road. The developer is proposing 25 single-family residential lots. The water belongs to Agua Sud. Fire hydrants will be via sanitary sewer will be via septic tanks. They are proposing 4 hydrants as filling station. P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to meeting the model subdivision rules and any other comments from the county planning office. This item is now before you.
Council guidance.
I move for approval.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 25 is approved 5-0. And moving to item number 26. Ms. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 26 is a preliminary plat approval for Sendero Phase 2 subdivision. This is a re-subdivision of 17.942 acres of land out of the south end of Porcion 52. This is currently zone PUD, Plan Unit Development. The developer is Road Development, Inc., and the engineer is Meldon and Hunt. This property is located approximately 1,800 feet east of Schubach Road on the south side of Mile 1 1 South Road. The developer is proposing 81 single-family residential lots. They would be complying with city water, city sewer. P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to payment of capital sewer recovery fees, provide water district exclusion, and comply with all other format findings. This item is now before you.
Guidance from the council.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second in this. I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 26 is approved 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 27. Mr. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 27 is a preliminary plat approval for Las Esperanza subdivision. This is a tract of land containing 27.22 acres of land, being part or portion of Lot 183 Johnny Sherry subdivision. This is currently zone R2 duplex fourplex. The developer is E Dragonfly 6265 LLC, and the engineer is Javier Hinojosa Engineering. This property is located along the east side of Glascock Road, approximately 1,550 feet north of Expressway 83. The developer is proposing 65 duplex fourplex residential lots. They're complying with city water, city sewer. Staff, P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to payment of capital sewer recovery fees, park fees, provide water district exclusion, and comply with all other format findings. This item is now before you.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 28. Mr. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 28 is a preliminary plat approval for Ebanos Estate subdivision. This is a tract of land containing 17.26 acres of land, being part or portion of Lot 28-2 West Addition to Sherryland. This is currently zoned single-family residential. The developer is Earthworks Development, Inc., and the engineer is Javier Hinojosa Engineering. This property is located 500 feet south from the intersection of West Mile 2 and Los Ebanos Road. The developer is proposing 66 single-family residential lots. They will be complying with city water, city sewer. P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to payment of park and capital sewer recovery fees, water district exclusion, and compliance with all other format findings. This item is now before you.
I move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve, a second, and open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 28 is approved 5-0. I'm calling for item number 29. Ms. DeLuna, you have the floor.
Item number 29 is the authorization to execute second and final renewal option with CVQ Land Surveyors LLC for land surveying services. The contract expired December 9, 2021, which includes a 60-day extension letter. There will be no changes to the original contract. Staff and city manager recommended approval to renew the second and final renewal option for the land surveying services. This item is now before you.
I move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. We have a discussion. I have a question. The renewal option is for 1 year, right?
Yes. And it's
Just one.
actually the last one.
The last 1 year, and then
Yes.
we'll review that.
We will go out for bids again.
Yeah, thank you. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 29 is approved 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 30. Ms. DeLuna, you have the floor.
Item number 30 is the authorization to execute second and final renewal option with Leonel Garza Jr. and Associates LLC for appraisal services. The contract expires December 9, 2021, and this also includes the 60-day extension letter. There were no changes to the proposed original contract. Staff and city manager recommended approval to renew the second and final renewal contract for appraisal services. This item is now before you.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 30 is approved 5-0, and asking for item number 31.
Thank you.
Purchasing agent.
Hey, good evening, Mayor and Council. This agenda item is to seek authorization to execute a contract with the Warren Group for construction design of the Public Safety Building number 6. This is based on the latest design from the workshop on November 30th, and the floor plan was presented to City Council December 13th, 2021. The contract is in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 2254.004A2, a contract for professional services of architect, engineer, or surveyor. The contract amount is $82,500.
Move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second?
We have a second. I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 31 is approved 5-0 for the record. And calling for item number 32, Mr. Jesse Lerma, you have the floor, sir.
Mayor, City Council, Mr. Perez, good afternoon. I come before you with item number 32, which is the authorization to surplus machinery, vehicles, equipment, and to convey items to our sister city program for donation or disposal. As you can see in your packets, we have approximately 76 items that have been surplus by our staff and our departments. We have 24 pieces of equipment for lawn mowing and tractors. We have 14 vehicles, and we have about 38 computers or computer pieces that are available. As you can see in your packets, Dr. Ocaña, Mayor Ocaña has received a couple of requests from different of our sister cities and different cities of our surrounding areas that we'll be considering. At this time, we are requesting approval to surplus the equipment and to convey them to sister city programs, and then, of course, move them out as fast as possible, and we're giving them 60 days. So we are requesting approval at this time.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 32 is approved 5-0, Mr. Lerma, and I'm calling for item number 33.
Thank you.
Grant Administrator, you have the floor.
Well, good evening, Mayor, City Council. Item number 33 is seeking authorization to implement employee COVID-19 vaccination incentive program. The City of Mission Council budgeted $1 million for individual and business assistance from the American Rescue Plan Act, state and local fiscal recovery funds. The city implemented the Thrive gift card incentive program to award residents who have obtained the COVID-19 vaccinations. We are now seeking to extend the incentive program to all City of Mission employees with a $100 Thrive gift card for those who meet the following requirements. First, they must be an active employee at the time of distribution. And second, they must provide proof of any COVID-19 vaccination obtained. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 33 is approved 5-0. I'm calling for item number 34, Mr. Mendiola. You have the floor, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Authorization to purchase tires from Southern Tire Mart via buy board contract 636-21 for the sanitation department. Tires are to be purchased on a need basis. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
I hear a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 34 is approved 5-0. Calling for item number 35. Mr. Perez, you have the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item 35 is the discussion and possible action on modifying COVID-19 City of Mission guidelines. This is the opportunity for the council to make modifications of the city's existing guidelines. I wanted to give the council just a summary. As we've heard, we've seen a spike in numbers to include our employees. And so one of the things that we are strongly recommending for our employees, we have distributed masks to all our employees or all our departments to encourage them to wear a mask. Currently, right now, we have about 77 employees out due to COVID, whether it's an exposure or it's a COVID positive. And so we are averaging approximately about 10 a day is what we're doing. We did, because of that, we did start flex scheduling with some of our employees. We did split up the maximum amount of employees per vehicle as well, to also be 2 per vehicle max, and to be wearing a mask while they're in the vehicle. And so we are currently sanitizing all our facilities on a daily basis. Obviously, we sanitize any department that does give us notification of any positive. We sanitize that department immediately. And so we are continuing the social distancing and also the safety measures from the CDC. One of the things that we also implemented is the 10-day. We are requiring our employees to be out 10 days if they are positive. We are allowing them to test after the 5th day. We do have them return with a negative result from the test itself. And so we are looking at those modifications for our employees right now. One of the things that we are doing to try and facilitate the employees is that whenever we do get a notification from our employees, we do coordinate through HR and risk management to assign them an appointment to go get tested at one of our facilities that we are partnered with. And so we do have several facilities that we can call directly and set up an appointment, so an employee does not have to take any time off to go and actually wait for a testing. So we are facilitating that for the employees, the ones that do make us aware through our department. That is what the protocol that we're trying to follow is that they notify as soon as we have that positive. We notify our risk and HR. They are keeping a log per department, and so we do have that per day. Currently, right now, we are trying to get all our employees vaccinated. Of course, it is their choice. We still have approximately about 100 employees that are not vaccinated, and so that we're hoping that with these increase in numbers, that there's a change of thought in that, and so we are trying to get all our employees at least having one layer of protection with one vaccine. Currently, that's what we have, sir, to report. And there's been an average citywide, an average of about 25 positives citywide here through the city. We did get an average for the month of December, a total of 478 positive cases in the city of Mission. Of course, that's with the zip code from the county. The county has backed up on their log, and so we are looking at only December numbers. We have not received fully January numbers, but we're averaging about 23 a day. We did have that the COVID vaccine clinic on Friday, which was very successful, and we're planning to continue that as well. We did have a total of 612 total vaccines administered that day on Friday. So that's what we have right now, sir, unless there's additional changes from the mayor and the council.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. We'll entertain a motion to accept Mr. Perez's report.
So move.
We have a second. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. And any discussion, any questions by any of the council members on Mr. Perez's report on COVID-19? Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 35 is approved 5-0 as presented by Mr. Perez. And calling for item number 36, Mr. Terraz, you have the phone. Correction, you have the podium.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. I come before you to present item 36, authorization to award bid for the Basham Fire Protection and Drainage Improvements. We opened and accepted 6 bid responses for the Basham Fire Protection and Drainage Improvements on Sherrill, Basham, and Thompson Street on the vicinity of Inspiration Road between mile 2 and mile 3. The recommendation is to award the 5125 company, who is the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, meeting all the specifications and conditions in the amount of $1,444,000 with $444.00. Staff and city manager recommends approval.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 36, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 36 is approved 5-0, Mr. Terraza, and calling for item number 37. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 37, authorization to execute payment for emergency sanitary sewer repairs at FM 495, Griffin Parkway, and Glascock, in accordance with the Local Government Code General Exception Paragraph 252.022. Staff is seeking authorization as an emergency purchase for sanitary sewer repairs on FM 495, Griffin Parkway, and Glascock due to collapsing sanitary sewer line at westbound lane on FM 495, the potential risk of vehicular traffic, accident, and sanitary sewer backup to residents' homes. Request to execute payment for completed repairs by the 5125 company in the amount of $128,350. Staff and city manager recommends approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and it's open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0, and under emergency
Thank you.
purchase.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
I
Mayor
will
and Council.
call for unfinished business, item number 39. Do I hear a motion to untable?
I so move.
We have a motion to untable. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item is untabled. Item number 39 is called for. Ms. Carrillo, you have the floor.
Yes, Mayor Council, would you like for me to go over all of the,
I would say, since we had the workshop, I would ask the council for a motion. on
there
this.
is, we do have one vacancy from our workshop under Citizens Advisory Committee after the direction from the council to call, the people that were being recommended if they wish to serve, which created one vacancy under Citizens Advisory Committee. We had a resignation on TERS. Mr. David Crook submitted a resignation on Friday.
And
So we have one vacancy on TERS.
the recommendation for the TERS is Steve Alanis.
Steve Aladis.
Steve Alanis.
Did he submit an application?
He's going to submit.
And then we've got a vacancy on Zoning Board of Adjustments. And then I just need direction on the Mission Education Development Corporation.
Yes. Did you also submit your recommendations for it? If not, we can do it for the next city council meeting.
Mayor, may I suggest that the vacancies that we have, that we can also do at the next meeting, so that we can have a little time? I mean, we discussed all of the others at length, and so the ones that just recently came vacant, we should have that same opportunity.
And then Mayor gives Ms. Anna and staff time to advertise and
I
have
asked
a,
you if you all wanted to approve a motion the way we did it at the workshop. You know,
We didn't have a motion.
I will entertain the motion, okay? I will entertain your motion to do it. Go ahead.
My motion is to accept or fill the vacancies as presented, and the vacant positions that came available in today and Friday, remain vacant until the following meeting.
Second the motion.
We have a second. Any questions by any of the council members? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 39 is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for routine matters. City manager, you have the comments.
Randy, please, if I may, we do have Miss Rosie Olivares on, and she did stay on. She's the one that signed up for citizens participation, Mayor.
and Mayor, we do have some people that got renamed for board in the audience. I don't know if you want to,
Okay,
say their name.
let's take one item at a time. I'm going to call for citizens participation and have Rosie on and give her 2 minutes, and we'll go from there.
Hello?
Rosie,
Hello?
why don't you have the floor, ma'am?
Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Rosie Olivares. I live at 509 Mayberry Mission. I'm a volunteer with Huellitas del Valle. I'm speaking today to remind you that last October, Governor Abbott signed Senate Bill 5, the Safe Outdoor Dog Act, to help ensure a more humane care for our companion animals. Violations are considered a Class C misdemeanor and punishable by a fine of up to $500. The Safe Outdoor Dog Act, SB 5, bans the use of chains for tethering dogs outside and mandates necessities such as food, water, clean water, and shelter. Unfortunately, as you drive around throughout our city, people still have their dogs chained up to a tree with no shelter in this cold, frigid weather. I hope that you as our leaders will inform the City of Mission and enforce these laws. I encourage every person to call the police department and report any dogs and cats that you see that are neglected and abused. Please, let's do all that we can to ensure a safe environment for our animals and for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Olivares. Are you finished?
Think so.
Yes. Okay. Now I'll call for item number 39. Ms. Ortega, you have the floor, ma'am.
Oh, I just wanted to, Ariel King, if you want to come forward. She was just nominated to be in the Mission Historic Preservation Commission. And just so excited. As you all know, she does a lot of events at the Bryan House.
Hi, guys.
And you waited the whole meeting, so I'm glad that you're here with us.
I appreciate that. I'm happy to help, guys. I'm really honored, and I hope that I have, in some way, something to offer, a different perspective as a business owner and someone who's actually really taken on a historical project and really did it for the right reasons for the community. So I'm honored, and I'm really happy to help wherever I can. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I will now ask Mr. and Mrs. Vera Gomez to come to the podium and that you've been reappointed to the Mission Housing Authority. Send the official letter today. So you want to come forward and Ms. Gomez, go ahead and accompany him. Just to recognize you that you're.
Good evening. My name is Everardo Gomez Jr. I live at 1121 Garcia Street in Mission. I lived there for many years. I was raised there. So I want to thank the Mission City Council and the mayor for reappointing me to the Mission Housing Authority Board. We're looking forward to a lot of good projects that are coming for the citizens of Mission and those people that are in need of housing. So I want to thank you again. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I do want to let you know that Mr. Jose Luis Sanchez.
Joe Lewis
Got reappointed, and Mr. Rigo Tovar is the tenant that I'm appointing to work the so y'all can continue the continuous progress. That's pretty much you all have developed some good construction plans and so forth. So I don't want to make any changes. We want for you all to move forward with the completion of the project so we can put our people from the streets, bring them to housing and open those opportunities just to, as far as that is concerned. So continue with your service and thank you for your previous 2 years and hopefully I'll thank you in the next 2 years.
Thank you.
Go back to the city manager. Now you have the floor for the comments, Mr. City Manager.
Yes, sir. Just want to share that we'll continue with the COVID vaccine clinics here. We do have a couple of coordinations with the county that is working very well. We are also just want to advise the council, as Mr. Martinez mentioned earlier, we are about completed with the lighting project at the Mission Event Center. Also, the automatic doors have been installed at the event center as well. That project is at the tail end of being completed. There is just some minor punch list items that need to be taken care of on the lighting, but that's a very attractive improvement to our event center. Just wanted to share that as well. And then also, we are continuing with, we are planning also a coordination with the county to possibly do an employee vaccination distribution as well. So that's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. On the mayor's comments, first thing I want to do is thank every person that put together the vaccination clinic, the last vaccination clinic. It was very impressive that by 8 o'clock in the morning, we had over 100 people in line ready to be vaccinated, as far as that is concerned. I know I got several calls from several of the mayors because other mayors have put clinic together and they've had low numbers, and we've had high numbers. In fact, think it was 10 a.m. in the morning. I was talking to Mr. Perez about asking for some more vaccinations. And thanks to the county, we got the vaccinations because we had the people in line. And it was a little cold, but we monitored and adjusted the plan and got the people in. I know that we were struggling with vaccinators because our normal vaccinators were out because of COVID-19, but the vaccinators kind of did the extra effort, and I just wanted to publicly thank them because some of them they didn't get their hour lunch. They just ran out there and got their lunch, ate, and back to move the peoples, and that kind of dedication for protection of our city. And at this time, I would ask for each individual to make sure that that you honor the CDC guidelines. I'm seriously even thinking and about ordering masks in all city facilities. As they come in, not only for the citizens but also for all our employees. As far as that is concerned, I have that being reviewed by legal counsel. I know the governor has his position about that I might not have enforcement power to be able to do that. So I'm pleading for the public to do their self-protection, continue to do the same things we've always done as we grew up. And those are health practices that we used to do, like washing your hands, and when you saw somebody that was sick, you wouldn't get close to them. We would do that. That was kind of common sense at the time back then. Now it's required that we do social distancing, as far as that is concerned. So I just want to make those points and thank those professionals and the paraprofessionals and everybody that assisted. Mr. Perez, I'm asking you to make sure that all city staff is sent just a verbal thank you. And if they're on Zoom right now, thank you very much on behalf of the mayor and the council. I may be speaking on the mayor's comments, but I know the council members have the same feeling as far as that is concerned. The other thing is I need to announce that on Thursday, we're going to have the arrival of a visitor in the city of Mission for Thursday and Friday. Thursday afternoon, we'll be receiving the mayor of Monterrey, Luis Colosio, who is making plans to come over here to re-ratify the signature of the sister city between Mission and Monterrey, Mexico. And at the same time, they're going to do a ribbon cutting they're going to be opening an office for Monterrey, Mexico at the SIG building. And they're gonna be doing the formal announcement and formal documentation that they need to be able to open an office of Monterrey, Mexico at Mission. So their citizens from Monterrey can be able to have a place to go, to answer any questions. And of course, us, the city of Mission, as sister cities, will offer any support, any resources that we can, so we can get people to come and shop in Mission from Monterrey, or maybe even come and live in Mission, or even invest in Mission, and so to keep the economic development moving as far as that is concerned. I know the size of Monterrey as compared to the size of Mission, it's a big lopsided deal. But based on what the discussions that we've had, I've made a personal trip over there to Monterrey to talk to him and so forth. That we have a lot of things that we can exchange, from cultural arts and now we're even talking about a secondary water source together based on a binational salination plant for both the Rio Grande Valley regional project and the border from through Matamoros, through Reynosa, through Monterrey, due to the drought and the need that the possibility that one of these days, as we continue growing in this area, the Rio Grande River may run out. We may run out of water, might not reach to the city. So we're looking at a secondary raw water source. So as far as that is concerned, yes, we would love that the rains, for God to send us the rains in appropriate measures and appropriate deals, so we'd be able to to fill our reservoirs, but it's not happening. The last 10 years, it's been not only, if you look at the hurricanes that have approached the United States through Brownsville, not very few or none hit Mexico. So their water reservoir is extremely low because of the last 10 years, they haven't had a significant rainmaker to fill it up. So now, now we're struggling because they don't want to pay the water for, according to the treaty, but it's not that they don't want to. When I attended the regional environmental protection meeting in Monterrey, they indicated by data that most of the reservoirs are 30% or less in capacity right now. So I just want to let people know that on Thursday afternoon and all day Friday, we're going to have a meeting with him privately at 6 o'clock on Friday night, and the council is invited. So I'll let you know where it's going to be. And then after we sign here, we're going to treat him at the Casa de Taco for lunch, and then he is touring the South Texas College Police Academy and Fire Academy on South Jackson in the afternoon, and then of course we're going to want for him to have a couple of hours there so his delegation can go visit departments like Target, Ross, Walmart, and Mission, so we can be able to increase our sales taxes as we go along. Those are things that I just want to let the council know and the public know that this is happening Thursday and Friday. And so that's enough for me. So I'm going to start with the city council. Mayor Pro Tem, you have the floor, ma'am.
Just everybody be safe, and I didn't get to tell everybody Happy New Year.
Mr. Plata?
No comments, thank you.
Ms. Garza?
No comments, Mayor, really. But I would like to wish Ida a happy birthday. Today
Oh,
is
it's her birthday
Ida's
today?
so
Happy birthday, Ida. Plata? I mean, Mr.
No
Herrera.
comment. No comments.
No comment? Okay. Well, having said that, I will entertain a motion for executive session pursuant to VTCA Government Code Section 551.001.
So move.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second? We have a second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
What did I say?
Having no other business to
Friday the
conduct, I will entertain a
I'm
motion to
also
adjourn.
adjourned.
We have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.